We're live. Welcome in to American Leeds YouTube channel, maybe Spotify. Hopefully, I'll download this and we can get it up on Spotify in audio format. Smash the like the smash, small channel, etc., on the journey to 2,000 subscribers. I appreciate you. Let's get stuck in right away. Want to hear from Daniel Farke, who did not get much wrong tonight. Daniel Farke. Let's listen to the audio of him. This is via the Sky post-match squad. And I also want to hear a little bit of Dean Smith, who's kind of a little bit of a neutral in this realm. Let's hear from Farke.
The final whistle, as was boss Daniel Farke. Here he is now with Jonathan Oakes.
Well done, Daniel. How have you done it tonight? What was the key?
Well, you need a complex performance. We faced the best side so far in this league, but we also knew that step by step we brought ourselves to a top shape. And today it was important to play brave, to press really, really high all together, or to stay disciplined and allow them possession in areas where you're not hurt, and to stay disciplined. Don't open any spaces where you wouldn't want them to have possession. And you need to be good also in the periods when you are in possession and to hurt them also with the ball. And I think it was a pretty complex performance and in a really good game. Leicester was also really, really tough opponent today and played excellent. But I think in the end it was a well-deserved win.
You took the game to them right from the start. To come here and play with that authority, is that a big sign of the progress that you've made recently?
Yes, we wanted to play on the front foot and confidence. And obviously, you can't control the game in each and every moment, especially once you're back. Then obviously they have more possession and they put a bit pressure on you. But it was important to have as many periods as possible where we try to press them high, where we in control over the game. It's not possible on this level to dominate the game for 90 minutes, but you need many, many parts. And in the parts when you have to dig in, then you have to be well structured and stay disciplined and allow them possession in areas that doesn't hurt you. And I think the lads were excellent in bringing this balance together.
Do you think you should have had a penalty in the first half? Was there enough contact in either of those appeals that you had?
Well, either it's a penalty or if it's outside, then it's definitely a red card. So Chris Somerville is more or less all on the goalkeeper. And yeah, in this pace, when you touch his shirt and don't try to play the ball. So for me, it was 100% a penalty. Yes. Or a free kick, and then the red card. Can't judge if it was in the box, but yeah, should be definitely a foul.
Jorginho Ruta got the goal for you. He works so hard. He creates chances for others. How pleased for you that he's got his goal tonight?
Happy for him because his all-around performance is excellent so far this season. He got lots of praise, but we also spoke about that we can even improve his goal tally, and that he's then there with a typical striker goal to be there for the rebound and bring the ball over the line. I'm happy for him. He deserves it, but it was definitely a team success. I'm even more pleased with a clean sheet, and yes, it was a really, really good day for us.
You looked so dangerous on the counter-attack in the second half as well when they were beginning to push a bit more. I mean, did you think that outlet was going to provide another goal for you? Do you think you should have scored again?
Well, I just saw the expected goal statistics, so by this we should have scored more. But for us, it's important that we are dangerous out of all aspects in the game. I think we were excellent in recent weeks to create out of open play, but you also want to be good on the counter attack, want to be good in set pieces like today. I think it's important that you create over the wing through the center, so you have to play on all parts if you want to be successful in this league, and that's what my lads did today. Really, really good and dangerous in front of the opponent's goal against a really strong opponent. But even more happy with I think 6 clean sheet during the season. You're also on the right path in this way because yeah, if you want to be in a good position in the end of the season, you have to be rock solid in periods. That's what we're also achieving at the moment. And yeah, but we have to stay awake. It's massive 3 points and important confidence boost and good for the table. But it's also just 3 points. We have to keep going.
What did you make of Ilan Mellier's save in stoppage time to make sure of that clean sheet and the win?
You know what? For me, this is world class because to return back to the dressing room with a clean sheet, there can't be a better performance for a goalkeeper. And if you're more or less not involved at all in the first half, that one terrific strike against the crossbar out of an unbelievable angle. But to be honest, Ilan was not involved during the whole game. But then, if you need the 90th minute, then to be spot on and then to be also like with a decisive save. So for me, this is also winning mentality and also what great goalkeepers do. And today he was definitely world class. So he has to go a while till we can label him like this. But this game in total, also what he did with his feet was excellent. I think today was important. You need also in such a game then a goalkeeper who plays without mistake and also on the top level. And thank God we had today such a goalkeeper.
What can a win of this magnitude do for you? Do you feel like you've sent out a real statement tonight?
Yeah, so if you win away at Leicester with a clean sheet in such a situation, definitely it sends a message. But we have to send the next message also in a few days. So I wouldn't overrate it. So I'm never over the moon after a good result. Also not too down after setback. The championship is relentless. Obviously, it's good for our mood, for our confidence, good for the table. Also good that we know that we, even the best sides, we can win and win well deserved, and also with a clean sheet. It's good for our confidence, for the belief in the process and our way how we want to approach the games, and definitely a big boost. But yes, we can allow ourselves 1 or 2 days right now to be happy. Yes, and then the hard work on the training pitch works again, because you have to prove this quality more or less all 3 days. Or right now we have a bit quieter week, but in this league, 46 games in order to be then in the top position.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah, he didn't get much wrong tonight. I thought we were dangerous in all phases. You want to talk about transition, obviously on set pieces. That's where the goal came from. And then I think in possession, the champagne football, I thought we were good. We were dangerous. We were dangerous in really all the phases that you want to be dangerous in. So credit him, credit Farke. He didn't get much wrong. There was one small thing, I'll get at it later, that I thought he did wrong. I thought it was a good performance. I don't want to use the phrase dominant performance by the boys tonight. It was a 1-0. Leicester did hit the woodwork twice, I believe, at least once. And then obviously the header at the end. Second part is clean sheet. I think that is massive. Clean sheet is so important, especially at this level of what we just tried to do against Leicester, who was kind of rolling. Big statements were made. Let's hear from Dean Smith, a neutral.
Daniel Farke sharing the moment with the Leeds fans that made the trip down the M1 to the King Power Stadium. They head back north with all 3 points. Now, Dean, a manager's lot can be a tough one, but moments such as that, hearing him talk after the game, I mean, how long does that little glow last?
Yeah, it'll last until he gets on the coach, and then he'll be wanting to analyse the game, maybe grab a little bottle of beer, but then he'll be thinking about the next game, what they can improve from this game, but then thinking about the next game. But you've got to enjoy it. You've got to enjoy these moments when you win, and it's a big win for them today. And as I said earlier, I thought they deserved it. They knew what tonight's game was about, the way they started the first half and the second half. I mean, the 2 things I wrote down there was aggressive and athletic. Mm-hmm. And I thought they upset Leicester's rhythm today. Leicester will feel that they probably didn't play enough balls in behind them for players to run onto. A lot of it was in front of Leeds' defence, but Leeds defended really well when they had to.
Now, the Leeds boss mentioned an incident with Crescencio Somerville where he...
I don't want to get into that. Let me know if you thought it was a penalty. I don't think it really matters. We got the win, but I like that. We were athletic. We're probably the most talented side in the championship, right? Let's be real. And we let our talent show tonight. Yeah, I just don't think Farke got too much wrong tonight. And one of the biggest calls of the night was Byram getting a yellow card, and a lot of people maybe thinking to pull the trigger for Firpo, who really shouldn't be in the side. He shouldn't even be on the bench right now. The reason why he's on the bench, and it's really wrong, but he rolls out of freaking bed, basically. I mean, this man has not been in training. He has not been with the squad, and we are thin at his position. So if he's able to go at any kind of level, he probably makes the bench because he's a senior level player. Shackleton's out. Spence is out, and we're having to put a 17-year-old there on one of the fullback positions, and Sam Byram, who would not be, Sam Byram's surpassed all expectations. He was basically a walk-on. He basically walked on training, and Leeds United offered him a contract. I'm not slighting Sam Byram and his season thus far. He's been fantastic for us, but a lot of people were probably thinking we should put Firpo on, and he remained steadfast. Farke remained steadfast, and even though that was probably where they were getting the most joy, Leicester was on the pitch. There were no changes at halftime, so credit Farke, credit him for sticking by Sam Byram. He got it right tonight. He got it right. We can criticize him when he's got it wrong. He's got it wrong at some points this season, but tonight he got right. He got right tactically from the get-go, and I think as the game went on, I think he got it more correct. There's one thing I think I'm going to criticize him a little bit later. Let's hear from Enzo and what he thought of the game, what he thought of Daniel Farke. I'm just interested to hear. What does he think? Does he think it was a smash and grab? Does he think, is he hard done by it? What does Enzo think? And the title says it all. We deserve something more, he says. Okay.
Enzo, 1-0 defeat tonight. Did you feel like you deserved something from the game?
But for sure, I think we deserve something more. But at the end, it's football. We know that, and we always said we can control the way we behave. We cannot control the results because tonight I think we play well. We had some chances, but at the end we lost the game. But in the same moment, I think we just need to continue to try how we can improve. That's all.
You can't control an amazing save like we saw at the end as well either. That was pretty good for Milan.
Yeah, absolutely. The save, the crossbar, many chances around the box. It's what it is. As we said, we can control the way we want to play. And I think on the ball we were quite good. Off the ball for some moment. But at the end, I'm happy with the performance.
Conceded a goal from a set piece, which I guess is one of the frustrating things from tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. But I always said when we score from set pieces, in the same time, we cannot think that we are not going to concede some goal in set pieces. So it's all normal.
They often say that you learn more from defeat than victory. What did you learn from your team tonight, do you think?
We always try to analyze the game. Doesn't matter if we win or if we lose. We're going to see the game again. But for me, it's quite clear. I think they are also a team building to get promoted, to try to get promoted. They have some good players, very good players, especially at the front. So it's a normal one.
Felt like certainly watching a game of serious quality out there for the championship. Did you see that as well?
Yeah, I think the people at home or the people tonight, they enjoy the game because it was quite open, quite a good game. So good.
And finally, 9 straight wins. It's been an incredible run. I guess how you react now to this minor setback is going to be important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Now we have 2 days off, and then we're gonna prepare next game, and then international break, and we're gonna try to from tonight. But always we try to understand what is working well, what is not working, and try to improve.
That's it. Kicked off your weekend with a Leeds United win. Enzo, what did you think of that? Well, let's go to the tail of the tape. Really, let's go over the stats. Where are we? I think it was a dominant performance by Leeds United. 10 shots by Leicester, 11 by Leeds United. Only 1 shot on target. Only 1 shot on target by Leicester City. And that was my one criticism. If I had any criticism of Daniel Farke tonight, him putting on Luke Ayling that late. He just has mistakes in him. And he usually gets the mistakes out when he first enters the pitch. And that would have been his big mistake. Kind of letting it wasn't a completely free header, but it was a pretty darn free header. That's my one criticism. I don't think he should have put Luke Ayling on because it was so late in the game. Did it really matter? Did he really need 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever it was on the pitch? That's my only criticism. But hey, I'll eat that. I'll eat most of that because we got the win. Shots on target for Leeds United 6. Possession by Leicester City, and I think the possession really came mostly at the game state after the goal. 66 possession by Leicester City, 34% by Leeds United. Pass accuracy, 90% by Leicester, and 82% by Leeds United. Fouls, 6 for Leicester, 8 for Leeds United. A couple of good ones. I thought Byram did a really good one. That I don't know if it gave him the card originally, but he avoided a card. Just smart football when they were fouling. It was way outside of the box, not even in our half. Just smart football, I think. Red cards, nil. 1 yellow card. Or I'm sorry, 2 yellow cards for Leeds, 1 by Leicester. Corners 6 to 7. So, I mean, on the balance of stuff, it was pretty I hesitate to say dominant, but it was a pretty gosh darn good. Maybe that's the American in me. Performance by Leeds. I mean, I really do. Let's hear from Leicester City. This is Leicester City TV post-match reaction. Let's just hear from their panel what they thought of the game to make sure that we're not going crazy because they would be biased.
Disappointing. If I'm being honest, I think Leeds were a better team in the second half and probably deserved the win. You talk about the world-class save. When you've got something to hold on to, as precious as a potential away win at the league leaders, then you're going to try everything within your power to hold on to that. And that's what Meslier did. He pulled off, a great save. Great header from Dewsbury Hall. He's under severe pressure. Just the fact he got it on target. And I jumped the fullback, was amazing in itself. And then another amazing bit of football with a keeper, saving it on the line and pushing it onto the post and then out. But you have to say that was just about it, really, wasn't it, in the second half? There wasn't a lot else to really shout about in that second half.
Yeah, I agree. Leicester huffed and puffed throughout the second half, but Leeds looked really comfortable. They got the goal and then they seemed to drop a little bit into a low block. And for me, the most important tactical work that they did in the second half was the 2 strikers did a job on Harry Winks. You stop the service going into Harry Winks and then you stop Leicester playing. And I think that's what they did for the majority of the second half. Obviously, the one chance at the end, I think was the only shot on target. So all in all, it was a perfect away performance from Leeds.
Yeah, Matt Elliott, obviously you saw it closest on co-commentary. Do you think Leicester would have deserved that point had Kiernan Dewsbury Hall managed to head it in? It is, you can't blame Kiernan at all, can you really? It's just unbelievable from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, it's a great save, isn't it? But I mean, yeah, the game was finely balanced throughout, but I'd have to agree with the boys that Leeds had the better of the second half. They came out not so much out the blocks in the second 45, but it just got into the game. Leicester struggled to get any real rhythm, which was surprising, really, because you thought, they finished the first half the stronger of the two. Leeds started excellently, as you would have expected, and it was a good contest, wasn't it? But a good point that Liam makes there, that they made it difficult for Winks to get on the ball. They did it in the first half, to be fair. Winks was exceptional. He was so bright, he was buzzing around everywhere, and his awareness was good and his touch excellent. But he wasn't quite as sprightly, shall we say, the second half, and they nullified that with a little tactical employment. But Leicester just generally looks around it. There was more energy from Leeds, I'd have to say. They looked properly up for it. They had the bit between the teeth. A good side. There's a lot of pace in the team as well. A fair amount of quality throughout. And Joe Rodon at the back. They were determined. backed supremely well by the supporters, about half of which are still in the stadium now, shouting and chanting and enjoying the evening. So I don't know. It just seemed that Leeds seemed a little bit, I hesitate to say it, but a little bit more, not desperate, but a little bit more determined maybe. Maybe there was more in it for them tonight. You know, subconsciously, Leicester perhaps didn't bring their proper game to proceedings tonight. I thought I was disappointed in the two wingers. In the first half, they were exceptional. They looked like match winners. Abadidi and Fatawu. Second half, very fleetingly, very occasionally, they produced something, but generally, they took the easy option a little bit. Fatawu in particular. Leicester's game at Cassidy.
Yeah, we went up 1-0 and we doubled the wingers. We credit Dan James, Crescencio Somerville putting in the hard yards behind the line. Specifically, Dan James. I thought he was helping out a lot with Archie, specifically in the first half. But I think we maybe employed that even more. So we nullified the wingers. But to his point, they did look like match winners. So, but all three of those panelists came to the conclusion that Leeds United deserved the win. And if anything, you would think that they would be biased towards Leicester City. So, sorry, Enzo, but we deserved all 3 points. You deserved what you got. Let's see here. I got a comment. Bobbing and weaving. Good morning, Alex. Massive result. Let's hope it's a decisive one at the end of the season. Great channel, Dan says. Thanks, Dan. Much appreciated. Paul Mack on my Twitter says, by the way, I've reached 1,000 Twitter followers. That's amazing. I don't really pay attention to that, but thank you all that follow me on Twitter. I'm at American Leeds on Twitter. Said at the weekend that we paid $15 million. I haven't really gotten into this, but Kamara and Ampadu, they bossed the midfield. I mean, we can talk about the two strikers kind of setting off service to wings or cutting off service to wings. I think that was part of the match a little bit. But really, I just thought the way you beat Leeds United, at least in the Southampton match and other matches, it seemed to be you overwhelm us in the midfield a little bit. These two guys were just... They didn't take no for an answer. They were very strong. Those two double pivots, strong boys in the middle and winning balls, going after anything. I thought Gruev, when he came on, was excellent too. So Paul said at the weekend that we paid $15 million for Ampadu and Kamara, which is as good as business as we've ever done. What a pairing. We will get even better as the season goes on. Yeah, here, Paul. Let's go through. Yesterday, I did a just my keys to victory, and we'll run through them. There was 3 ones kind of on the defensive side of the ball and 3 ones on the offensive side of the ball. So they were: can Ampadu and Kamara bypass the midfield or win the battle of midfield? Cliche, but can we win the battle of midfield, basically? Check. We did that. Can Archie cope with Mavadidi? Check. He did that. Can Meslier not make any schoolboy errors? Check. Not only did he not make any schoolboy errors, he made one of the best saves I've ever seen him make. Excellent save when he was asked. And that's when he was asked when there was a shot on target. The other 3 were: can Ruter continue his magic? Basically, his service and his ability to get around people. I'll say that as a check. We did see a little Ruter magic, obviously the match winner. Can Somerville continue to pop up in big moments? Well, there was not a lot of, I think, they were very good as far as reading us in transition at times. There were times where I thought it was like, seemed to be 2-on-2, 3-on-3, but then they got back very quickly. They were sprinting back, and it was 3-on-5. Like, it went from kind of an advantage to not an advantage very quickly. They were good, very sound defensively. And then Nanto off the bench, he came in very late. So the substitution of Nanto was very late. Strong bench. You know, Bamford late is great. And Nanto late is great as well. So there you go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Leeds United. Russ says, "Hey, Alex, thought it was fully deserved victory tonight." Yeah, well, honestly, a lot of Leicester City fans, and if you go on reasonable Leicester City fan social media and their YouTube channel, they're like Leicester City TV, they said we deserve the win. So, absolutely. So, Kamara was my player of the match, says Russ. Jorginho. He is quite a player. Yeah, I agree. Man of the match. Yeah, I'm there with Kamara. Is that what you said? Kamara. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, he was very surprising to me as far as his ability to win the ball and then kind of pivot and put the ball into place. Strong player. I thought Ampadu was excellent as well. Ruter has a shout to be man of the match. Obviously, the goal winner. I thought he had some good service into it when he dropped deep. You know, maybe you worry if we're really dooming. Maybe we worry about Perot a little bit because he hasn't gotten on the score sheet in a little while, but he got in some good positions. I think the goals will come, and I'm not going to really get after the 10-9 debate right now. I just think it should be fluid. When Farke really has it cooking, it doesn't matter who's the 10 and who's the 9 and who's the playing on the wings. It doesn't matter because they should be all floating in and around. Let's look ahead. Let's look ahead and enjoy the weekend. Hopefully you're tipping back an adult beverage or a nice tea or whatever you're drinking, maybe some coffee. I'm a big coffee fan. We have quite some time off before our next match, I believe. And let's share the screen here and see the table. We got to look at that, right? I mean, we got to look at that. Shout out to Leeds United social media because it's always seems to be our match highlights that are at the front of every single match. And this is a little thing, but it's a big thing. So if anybody wants to watch what happened, they go to Google and it's our match recap. It's the match recap that Leeds United did, not the EFL did or not the opposing team. I think that's, if we were in the Premier League, it would always be either, I don't know, it would, for us in America, it would always be the NBC highlights. The teams don't have any say in what happens. So, but now we're in the lower league, and that's a small thing, but it's a big thing to me. So we have Plymouth at Ellen Road, Saturday, November 11th. So that is 8 days away, which in this league is unheard of. So we've got some time before our next match. Let's look at Ipswich. Knock, knock, Ipswich. Here we come. Look, it puts pressure on them tomorrow. Absolutely. They watch this game. They play Birmingham, right? And I don't know, like some people are throwing Wayne Rooney underneath the bus. I thought he did okay at DC United. I don't know what he's been okay at. He had Derby in his last stint in the championship. They got penalized pretty heavily. I don't know how terrible of a job he really did because they were penalized so heavy. Didn't he almost get them out of their relegation scrap, even though they were penalized by like 20 points? So I don't know. I'm not trying to defend him. I really don't care. But in this case, I'm going to be a Birmingham fan. And, when people's back are against the wall, they can do some interesting things. So maybe Birmingham. It's in Birmingham. Ipswich has a 50% chance of winning, 25% chance of a Birmingham win, and 25% of a draw. So, Ipswich are heavy favorites, but it puts pressure on them. Then they have Rotterdam, Swansea, and West Brom. I think they could drop some points. I don't know. I think they could drop some points. They will play. I think we will be all even as far as games too, because they play tomorrow, and then they play Tuesday, and then they play Saturday. So they will be playing one game. We will play one game. They will have played 3 games in the same span there. So I would like. This is what I'm saying. I might clip this up and pin it on my social medias. If we can be within at max 6 points, but at minimum maybe 3 points to even on December 23rd. Mark your calendars. December 23rd. Leeds United will host Ipswich Town December 23rd. We can overtake that second spot at that date. That's the date I am circling for Leeds United to take that automatic promotion position. I know obviously we all think it's HMS Pistol League and we're going to, win the title. But I'm circling that. That might be an early Christmas present for all of us to take that second automatic position December 23rd, 10 a.m. We'll see what happens with Sky, if something like it's flexed or goes into the evening or something like that. I'm just saying, if by that time we can be even with them or even surpass them, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But they seem to be on pretty good form right now. And if we can just, I think it's unrealistic to think that they will be caught up and they won't win any games and all that. But like I said, let's look. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games until then. So a good size amount of games. Anyways, that's what I'm circling. We can look at Leicester just to see what they've got going on, and then we'll probably wrap it up. They've got Borough, who I think will be decently difficult. Watford, Sheffield Wednesday, West Brom. And they've got 8 days until their next match, really, 7 days. They play this the 11th of November, just like us. So, if I'm being honest, they're still strong favorites to win the league, right? They're still strong favorites to win the league. They've got the advantage. Martin Nolan, Coors Light. I used to go to a baseball game, and in baseball games, there were these guys that I don't know if they have this in England, and they have this in the NFL too, but they really have it in baseball, where they would walk the aisles and they would have, these huge pints of Coors Light or beer or whatever. Or in some cases they would have peanuts. They'd throw so you'd give them $5 and the fiver would go down the aisle and the guy would stick it in the thing and then he would throw peanuts at you. He would throw the bag of peanuts, or he would throw, he would have Coors beer. You'd put the tenner, and it's the honors system. If somebody takes the tenner, you'd be like, all right, everybody'd be on them. So, anyways, but there was this guy, and he'd always be like, Coors Light. He would just, in the section that we were in, he would just do that. And then there was this other guy that would sell, they sold other things. They sold cotton candy, but they were these, I don't know what you call them, but they would sell, food and drink. And this other guy would go, lemonade. and they would go, woo. Yeah, and the whole audience went, woo. So you knew the lemonade guy was there. I don't know why that came up. When I think of Coors, I think of that guy. I think of the guy that went, Coors Light. Hello from Canada. Hopefully Jed Spence will be available after the international break, Rotterdam or Swansea games. Look, that would be incredible. Oh, I know this is one more thing that I want to end on. That would be incredible. And the fact that he's hanging in and around the team, I am more optimistic about Jed Spence coming back into this side. Look, last bit is Firpo. I got to talk about him because obviously I want the guy to be on the I would love to have him back in this team, fit and firing and all that stuff. But you got to earn your spot, Junior Firpo. You got to earn your spot. I used to have I got a picture of him up, but I don't know what happened to it. Bill Ayling, who I love. I've been a fan of this club since 2015. Would kill to have Junior Firpo's ability. And at this point, we're watching Bill. He doesn't have the ability to play for certainly 90 minutes. The gaffer does not trust him for 90 minutes, let's be honest. But you've got to earn your spot here. And Bill Ayling, Liam Cooper would freaking die to be in this team. And Junior Firpo thinks that he can just roll out of bed, and I'm being dramatic, but and play for this team. No, I don't think that that's right. And I'm glad that he put out the social media post. I mean, or like that he's back. But let's be honest. Here's what happened. Junior is starting to play. He's more mobile. Did he go into training maybe once or twice? And Farke's super thin at fullback. And so he's like, I need to make a decision. Yeah, you can. He woke up this morning and he said, you're going to be named into the team. He put out that social media post. Everybody thinks he's back. And that's great. But you don't got it like that. You don't got it like that. Like, you do need to earn your spot. You need to, Sam Byram's got your shirt right now. Sam Byram, who is a journeyman fullback, understands Farke's system, didn't come from Barcelona. Like, didn't do any of that stuff. And he's working his rear end to play for Leeds United. And you have been unavailable. Do you remember Bielsa's last win? And he came up with a hamstring in the middle of this game against West Ham. I don't know if you remember this. And he actually came out and I can't remember. We wound up putting Pascal at fullback, or maybe Leo Hjelde finished the game. And this was like a game we didn't have any other fullbacks. And he just kind of like he's like grabbing his hamstring. And you're going, seriously? Seriously, Firpo? Seriously? All right. Oh, Leo Hjelde, like under U21 player, go on out there. Bielsa gives him some basic instructions. That we will end up winning the game. I think this was a hat trick by Jack Harrison. The Jack Harrison hat trick game, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyways, my point being is that I think Firpo's got a little bit longer to go to think that he's just going to walk back into this team. He's got to earn his spot. He's got to earn the shirt. And I think he can do it. I hope he can do it. But in reality, from what I've seen, and his availability and his ability to kind of get suspensions and all that, and his ability to quite honestly be beat. I've seen him get beat bad from basic just positions and not being aware of what's going on. Jesse Marsh system, I'll try to give him a clean sheet with Farke, but dude, I haven't seen you play. I don't know. He hasn't been available this season. So I don't know. That's my rant about Junior Firpo. Might show up and then, yeah, glad he didn't. I'm honestly glad he didn't either, Patty. I mean, that was the thing that Farke got it wrong. Yeah, Farke could make, absolutely, he could absolutely get a tune out of him. Absolutely could get a tune out of Junior Firpo, and I hope he does. But you got to earn your spot. You got to be fit. I mean, you're just lucky that we're this thin at the position that you play, and we haven't signed anybody, and we've let go of kind of like guys that could probably play your position. I mean, Leif Davis comes to mind. You know, we've mugged off. We've mugged off some players, and that was Jesse Marsh that did that. I will say, you know, that was under his era. That was under they sold Leif Davis. So, you know, I whatever. I won't go too far into it. We're winning games, but it was good that Parag Morate was there at the game as well. I thought that was a good statement by them. Marching on to get a Leeds. Let's get the win. Let's go. Let's keep going. Keep pushing Leeds. Let's go. Have an excellent night. Smash the like. Thank you, guys.